6, but I feel very rested. I got plenty of sleep yesterday. Time to next week I start school and I just kind of like want to finish. I want to actually get some work done and finish the story. No, cause I've been super lazy. What? How? How was this possible? Da 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 da. Donna, 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 Donna. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I just need to check some things. Some things. And let's not be lazy. Actually get shit done. Hmm. Wait a minute. Okay, I haven't seen that. Caught rampant cobras along the road. You think cobras fine. She supplies you with rancid meat, which should serve to lure the creatures from their nests. Make your way to the area of the Imperial airship wreck and see the deed done. You have vanquished all the rampant cobras. Return to Evidence Store and report your success to the Adventurers Guild assistant. Having thanked you for your services, the assistant informs you that something is brewing at the Rising Stones. Hasten there and speak with Minfilia to learn what is afoot. Yishol returns from her investigation in Villebrand, having confirmed beyond a shadow of a doubt that the Serpent Reavers were behind the crystal thefts. All evidence suggests that the, the Sahagin, the Sahagin, are preparing to summon Leviathan once more, and Admiral Marlwib has petitioned the Scions, aid in preventing the Primal's return, desiring to learn the true nature of the Echo. Mephilia declares her intent to join you on this mission. I can see, son.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions.
Interesting. I guess we are on... this... Okay.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye.
Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
I don't feel Nope.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon, soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless one. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
Nah. Good. Damn, the sun's already gone up a lot.
The gift and knowledge.
Now where is my... fuck, my head hurts. And it's hot. If I can take off my shirt. At least it's hot. Excuse me. So I've been avoiding trying to do this, like, do the, campaign. Because I didn't want to be bored out of my mind. Because even though school and all that, it's like, I'm a really lazy person. The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
Ouch. Yo.
You shared that vision, did you not?
Yep.
Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
I can do something real quick. Log into my computer. Okay. Family Guy.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The
No.
Admiral has
No
already
copyright.
requested that we
No copyright.
intervene to prevent
No copyright.
this.
No copyright.
Failing that,
Shit.
we are to attend to the Primal's
Fucking
extermination.
Christ. Off. It was playing music. And YouTube is being trash and not letting me pause it. Jesus Christ, how long is this gonna load?
This stream is racist.
How's it racist?
Just by looking at the character. Why the hell does that girl look like a slave? Why is her hair in a
Bruh.
damn fucking ponytail? This stream is
What?
racist.
How's it racist?
Just by looking at the character. Why the hell is that?
But that
characters girl
look
just
nice.
doesn't look.
What do you mean she looks nice?
Bro, she looks like a sex slave.
She's not.
He is.
No, I played this game and I should, and I know that's not true.
I don't appreciate that.
Oh, you
Very
typed.
You know, I don't want to wake up having to see things like that, you know? I want to wake up with a non-racist stream. Ooh, it's back. Back and better than ever. Back in black. Nigga. Oh. Stream is racist. Just by looking at the character, why the hell does that girl look like a slave? Why is her hair in a damn
Okay, I just had to see how that sounded. So robotic, how you been?
Just occasionally looking through streams, but I'm fine.
And what you found mine and you're like racist.
Some reason it came into my notifications, all I saw was brr. I was like, wait, that's racist against damn fucking monkeys. I don't appreciate that.
Wait, what?
I speak for the not just for the trees, but for the monkeys.
Because you're black?
Cause I'm black, yes.
Damn.
It's a
Why do black
social
people have all these
stereotype.
crazy powers?
Oh, I should blow this shit up. Don't pay attention to my bloodlust. I'm just a little shocked.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to
Get
Lim
out of here.
Zaluminsa.
You're gone.
Bro, I've been nutting way too much as of
I mean to play
recently.
a part in this mission. Tataru,
My sleep.
pray,
Oh,
take charge in my absence.
my sleep schedule's fucked up. It's like, nah. I wake up early as hell
My
in the
lady,
morning.
are you sure this is wise?
That's because I've gotten older and I sleep. I get more tired. I get tired.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is
There's
something I
something I
must
must
see with
make
my own eyes.
see with my own eyes.
The true nature of the echo.
Nope. There's also a specific reason I woke up early too.
Why?
You know, see, I like to be on top. It's as selfish as I seem.
Very well.
I like to get
I
things
shall
done
not
before
stand in your
Batman
way.
and Justin. Well,
On
Justin,
the condition that you permit me to
he already
accompany
has
you as
that thing,
bodyguard.
but Batman hasn't finished it because he's been playing GTA.
Your
Why?
company
But
is
how
ever
early do they wake
welcome,
up?
Tancred.
They wake up like in the afternoon.
Makes sense. Because
It's
wouldn't I
funny.
always be like awake waiting for y'all?
I take it something ill is afoot.
Damn, like, I mean, usually, back then, of course, since I was up all the time, like, I'd wake up
Aye,
late.
A
But for
primer is
some
about to be
reason,
loosed upon Eorzea.
as time passed, like, I can go to sleep at like 3, and I'll wake up at a very early
A
time,
godlike
and I won't be
being,
tired at
very
all.
existence is a bane upon the land. We scions
Think
of the
it's
Seventh
just
Dawn are
perks to becoming
sworn to put
older,
an end to their
possibly.
kind.
A godlike being
Folks.
is very bane upon the land. We scions of Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
Yeah.
Why why do you always
Know
hear
that
voices
I'm
come get on
learning the
TV?
arts of war. In return for the
Huh?
kindness you have shown,
How come I get why
I
like?
would lend you my blade.
Cause do you have a headset?
Yeah, let me explain to you what happened. See, not too long ago, I got into an argument with my little sister, and without paying attention, I sat on my mic and broke it.
Bruh.
You know me? But people get used to it after a while. Especially this.
I like how people think that's something special. But they can actually do it very easily.
It would be
They
most
just haven't
welcome
figured it out.
when contending with a
Yeah,
primal.
it's
one
funny
can
when
never
I
have
maze
too
the
many
children
equal
too.
allies.
They like it.
How do you do that?
Oh my god. Well, actually, most of the time they're going, "Oh my god, stop, please!"
if you want to
take
be amused,
joy.
just go to the Minecraft community and do that.
Yeah, them children won't like it at all. Oh my god, a creeper is attacking my fucking ear. I appreciate the positivity though. All that matters.
I met like some autistic kid on Minecraft a few days ago, and people were just bullying him, and I just felt bad, man. I sent him a message too.
Damn. See, when it comes to servers, I always make sure I always stand on top. See, occasionally, every time I play, especially Batman asks me, he's like, Robotic, why when we're in a server, you always go alone?
If you crave a more
I'm like,
intimate
why always go
understanding of the
alone?
problems
Well, there's an
facing
explanation
Eorzea,
to it.
this
When you don't
experience
have
is
any
meant to provide.
allies and you work alone,
Be sure
you
to
get things
come
done
well
faster.
prepared.
You don't have distractions. And that's the point of it. Don't have distractions. Always stay alone, and I guarantee you, you'll be farther than everybody.
Yeah,
I
that's how
learned that the hard way.
I used to play like that all the time because I'd have no one to play with. Like right now, I created a party without inviting my usual friends. I mean, they could have joined if they wanted, but my profile
so nobody can even find where I am. Very special. And when I mean off the map, I mean I go pretty far. Even if it means me living on the ocean, man, I will.
Yeah, I usually, because when I have a lot of time to play on one world, I build like a 4-story building. I build it above ground, on ground, and then below ground. So at the
I'm
end
not
of the
even
day, it
trying.
becomes a huge house.
I'm not trying to prove anything, but like, think of Darius and Jadok from Black Ops 3, right?
Uh-huh.
Imagine that, but in Minecraft.
Bruh.
Usually, when I have too much time on my hands, I end up building those.
I mean, for me, it's like, I want something big like the house I just said, but not too big because it'll be way too easy to raid.
Oh, that's why you gotta put defenses, though. I don't just build a castle and then just
Yeah, but how do
leave
you
it
put defenses in
defenseless.
Minecraft? Like, I mean, you could put like, if you put redstone traps, then like that takes a lot of space underground or wherever you're gonna put the redstone and all that.
No, like you can't just put any trap. You gotta choose specifically the ones that are hidden. I always choose the hidden ones. Oh, this is a big ass ogre. Give me a second. Um, what you call it?
Do you always get a lot of comments about your mom and like your dad and how they speak? Huh? You're robotic. Who'd you call? Pavises. What is that? Pavises. This is like provisions? Oh, it's a shield. Wait a minute. Oh, so we're destroying their shields. The camaraderie, the camaraderie, I think. Robotic.
EX Fireball is +1. So EX Fireball, Talking about the EX Fireball is really notable because it is the only thing you can do with save from Power Combo. And if you're one of those guys who like, you know, is kind of running pen and still kind of move the game, that is kind of a neat combo, if only because it carries very little risk. It requires bar, but it carries
Not that
very
what?
little risk in its
Where you been?
I've been talking about stuff.
That's a combo that I don't think is bars is really expensive.
You gotta go see that little one on TV. She's dancing at the store.
I guess you could do EX Extra as well if you wanted, but I'm pretty sure.
No, it wasn't ugly.
I'm pretty sure EX Tatiana has a different combo.
Have y'all done any raids recently?
Huh?
Have y'all done any raids recently?
There's something I need to discuss. But I was telling you, if
What? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, I remember that song. Yeah. Play all the time in like phase. Did I meet you on Black Ops or Destiny? Did I meet you on Black Ops or Destiny? Or like through a friend? Oh, those guys. Are they like your real life friends?
I swore, I think I met them through the tower, if I'm not wrong. Because back in the days, I used to just walk around and just look around the tower like an idiot. And then after that, I gradually looked, I was like, who are you people? They invited me into a party, eventually became friends throughout the Taken King, and then that's when Rise of Iron came. Then after a while, I finally got it. And then, sooner or later, you know, it was just all of us. I mean, I didn't play with Jane Tooth Fast and Darth Vader during Rise of Iron, because I don't know, they disappeared. Oh, it's because they had a friend. His name was Ream Dog or something. Or that kid. Out of suit. Complete. Complete. Enemies mark damage found defeated. Grenade launch. Enemies. Rocket kills enemy strikes. Ashnikner. 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 Ashnikner.
What the fuck? What the one's that?
Huh? Is that Sunshot? Holy shit.
What?
I haven't seen that weapon in years.
Oh, wasn't that a hand cannon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Or using. And this other guy is using thorn and shit. Interesting. Feel special. Okay, wait. Alright, let me check my armor. 1, 2, 3. 213 out of 500. 411 out of 1,500. I'm not gonna lie. The hunter is faster for some reason.
I don't know what's going on. Like, I was right next to my phone and it didn't ring.
Robotic.
And then I saw on my
Are you poo poo head?
Huh?
Robotic like my singing.
Ass. It was horrible. It made my ears bleed.
Yeah, I made her way through that.
And my ears don't normally bleed unless I get really mad. Okay.
Yeah, I won't do that. Because I know what's coming out of your TV.
Let's not talk about that noise ever again.
Did you like the noises I was making like a day ago?
Oh, all them orbs. Sex. Ow. If we're gonna go to the door, please be ready.
Damn, look ugly.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss
I
much?
think weird. Then you
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
You're curious.
To the Aetheryte.
Robotic. Kamani. Kamani Breathweight. What?
What do you want?
To go poop. What?
What?
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And I've got one side. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm really tiny and alone, but I won't stop until I'm home. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And all by you, the sun grumble. I'll make it like
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
To Elmore. Still on my way. Still on my way. So I'm gone. I reached the top. I won't stop. I won't stop, give up, or stumble. Huh?
Long have you shriveled Sorewalker, tormented our kind. But no more. Your time is at an end. You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs.
My way, I'm on my way. I got my lungs and that's the start. Oh. My way. I got my lungs and that's the start, and I've got love in my heart. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. It may be tiny and alone, but I won't stop until I'm home.
Lord of the world, hearken
Speak
to
it to
our
our
plea.
plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I'm on my way. I'm on. Bro, why do that, bro?
I commit crimes to protect myself from...
What?
I barely have anything! Why does... I hate this class. I really do hate this class. I don't want to do this, but I have to. I'm almost there. I just gotta do it. But at the same time, I don't want to do it. Because I don't want to. Only 105 I barely did anything. That really made me mad.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile.
And after you get
I have mastered the gift. I am eternal.
I won't tolerate the noises.
Oh, mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish Shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
I'm on my way. I'm on.
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
My being, am the way. It should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
What are you playing right now? Oh, come on in.
Wait, what happened? What did you just say?
So what you're doing? Or what game you playing?
I just bought myself a special emote. A meme emote.
Which one?
It's this one based off of a meme of like the Spider-Man one where he's pointing when both of them are like pointing at each other. I just bought that one.
I always like Destiny emotes.
Huh?
I said I always like Destiny emotes and how they like work.
Yeah, it was interesting, but I mean, they're still making changes to Eververse though. Like, they're changing the whole thing when it
I
comes
like
to it.
Remember when they actually took her out? Oh no,
Yo, that was funny as hell. It's like,
oh no,
I bet she gone.
they took her out of the game for like what? Did they take her out of the game?
Yeah, for like at least a month. Or a couple weeks.
People were
And
that
then
mad
she-
at her that they had to take her out of the game.
I'm not gonna lie though, the whole thing with Eververse now, based on Destiny 1, is pretty much better. I mean, they're fixing the whole thing where it comes to Bright Dust and stuff, so like you can get it in Crucible and Strikes, but like, thing about it is, back in Destiny 1, Eververse is practically worthless. If you think about it. Barely anybody to go over there. If you see somebody, that's at least one guy who just started the game or something. But now, got like 20 people at once in this damn tower going over to her to open some stuff. And I just did something dumb. Damn it. 720? Wait, this is 720?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, now they're
This is-
pacified for me.
That's a shotgun. Shotguns need to die. Literally. You got Titans running around with shotguns because they think they're cool. They're really just scumbags.
Is what's it called? Twilight Garrison still as good as it was in D1?
Oh, they didn't add it yet. I'm not sure if they're gonna even add it. They might add it in Shadowkeep possibly.
Bro, I thought they added it. To where you could Titan Dash, you know what I mean? Like the thing.
Most likely it will come back, but somewhere, maybe in like the next annual pass or something. After the entire expansion is like over or whatever it is. Personally, things are going pretty good. And I'm waiting for this stream today that Bungie's supposed to be doing, because they're supposed to show the new Armor 2.0 that they're making for Keep. With all the things. At 10 a.m. So I have to wait until 10 o'clock. I'll watch it. Oh, I hope this goes good. Oh. Grammy Prime, Bungie Bounty, next chapter, Crimson Days, Refill, the Age of Trial, Weekly Rituals. Well, I'm gonna sit here and wait for this to show up. Alright. Let's see what we got. Hive, bring a sword.
The death of jazz. Okay, I'm done with that. No, cut it was right. You subcompact FREE, that spells free. Fuck. So how's your night?
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western La Noscia. Halfstone it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Halfstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystal stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Halfstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldek and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabie Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafirson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again.
Yeah. I remember this Duty Finder trial. Our team wiped like 5 times, not like 3 times.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to... I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you...
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphinaud's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Morderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'ashtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagins' reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Bruh. I did I better do that. Lord of the world through the nostrum.
have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldesion.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
"12 preserve."
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. I... Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
I'll be back.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Ala Mhigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Reap the whirlwind. Zazawaka.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the Calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident, sir.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji? But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless, bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nael Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.